Okay, so yeah, with this Empress, yeah, beautiful Empress, very restful. Yeah, my eye's going all the way down. I don't know why this is. My eye's going down in the diagonal from this to the Fool, right at the end there. And it's really interesting that it's kind of start to finish, start to finish. So it's almost like a start to finish cycle. And, if you look at the Empress, obviously she's the opposite from the Fool. She's at rest, she's relaxing, she's at home, she's in her garden, and the Fool's kind of jumping all over the place, running away, running here, doing this, just doing whatever, and not really putting much thought into things. So, he just takes off, he does whatever he likes. So, yeah, because I was getting cycle start to finish, I think there might be a cycle for you, or a cycle that you get into if this is you. Because I've got this, it feels like you feel really settled for a certain amount of time, and then after a while you start to feel very, very restless. Maybe in different areas of your life, but I'm definitely getting around work. I'm seeing work here. So it's like, if this is you, it's like you're in a job for a while, maybe a few years or something, and then something clicks and you say, no, I have to move on. I feel stagnant. I feel stuck. I can't stay here anymore. I need to get out. I need to see what else is out there. I'm just so restless. I just can't stay here anymore. And it's happened to you quite a lot if this is you. And I think you might have had people say to you, well, don't you ever stick to anything? What's wrong with you? I can stick to this for years, and it looks bad on your resume if you move around every whatever. And that shows you can't stick to things and da-da-da-da. I think you might have had some people say that to you. And it might have affected you emotionally as well if you've got all these people in your ear saying this. Maybe you're thinking, well, or you were thinking, well, what's wrong with me? Why can't I stick at things? Yeah, it's funny that I came up with the word stick, because that's what you hate. You hate feeling stuck. That's what it is. But, don't listen to these people. Don't listen to these people, because you've got to work with what's right for your own spirit. You're a free spirit. You're an independent spirit, and you've got to work with what's right for you. If you stuck with something for longer than you wanted to, and your heart's not in it, that would be a death to you. It really, really would. And it's a good thing that you recognise that and that you move on when you need to. What that might tell me is, though, that it might be that you haven't found your true calling yet. So that might indicate that as well. So if that's the case, think about what that might be. Because I think if you find what that is, you won't feel as restless. You won't feel like moving on to the next thing. And think about, if you haven't already, you might have thought of this already, something where, something on your own, something where you make the rules, you organise your own time, a business or something. Think about doing that. But think about, if you do think about doing that, work out what your calling is, because it feels like that kind of restlessness is around not finding your true calling. Or it might be that you know what it is, but you haven't been able to get into that yet. So you kind of do jobs for money. It might be that too. So if that's the case, focus on your calling and you will get there in the end. But yeah, there's this restlessness. Yeah, I don't want to say any more about this because I don't want this to turn into a work reading. But yeah, work with your spirit. Work with your spirit. Don't work against your spirit. If you've got people telling you, to go the opposite way from what your heart's telling you, do not follow them. Follow yourself. Follow yourself. Yeah, another thing with this Empress is that I'm getting here, obviously she's very settled. She likes being in her home. So it feels like you've had a few problems around your home at one time, and it feels like that's either been resolved or it's going to sometime soon. I don't know whether you've moved or whether someone who was around you has moved out, or something was very difficult. Maybe you had problems in your home, maybe something wasn't working, something was broken down, or I don't know. It feels like whatever that is fixed now, and you're a lot more settled, like this Empress. And if it hasn't been fixed, this is an indication that it is going to. So that's what this very settled home body empress is telling you. And I think, if this is you, this restless person that I'm getting here, because you are a free spirit, I always get that with Scorpio. Sometimes it's hard for you to feel settled generally all at the same time in all areas of your life, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, sometimes your work feels settled and your love life isn't, or sometimes your love life settled and your work isn't. It's never really all happening at the same time. And I think what's deep down inside you is not wanting that to settle. It's kind of like, you need new things, you need fire, you need to see the new, you need all that. It's deep down inside you. So maybe that might be why, you're juggling 3 balls at the same time and they're never all at the same place at the same time. So just have a think about that. If you start to think, oh, why isn't everything settled? I think deep down you like it to be a little bit different. You like to change things up. It's in that spirit in you. And again, you might have had people say that to you. Oh, you're so unstable. No, you're not. You're not at all. You're more interesting than those boring people. I love Scorpios. Okay, now I'm just looking at the sequence here between this Page of Cups and the Strength card. And I love the Strength card. Beautiful card. Okay, now, if you're in any kind of love connection, it doesn't have to be full-on relationship. It might be that you're on and off with someone. It might be that this is someone who you have been with and there's still a little bit of unfinished business there. It might be that, you're just talking to someone and you can feel that chemistry there. So whoever this is in love, I am getting a lot of love, a lot of passion, a lot of tenderness coming from someone toward you. They really feel a connection between you, whether they've said that or not. They feel a huge connection between you. Now, again, this is a little bit confusing, I know, but I'm not going to definitely say, oh, it's this or it's that if I can't see it. So I can't quite see what kind of, whether you're physically together or not, or separated, because it feels a little bit up in the air, really. What I am feeling is that there is a bit of a gap that they're feeling between you. That's what I'm getting. And they'd love to close that gap. They'd love to leap over that gap and come towards you. But they feel as if they can't quite do that. There's a bit of awkwardness, or there's a bit of a problem there that they can't quite do that. And yeah, they're serious about you. They are serious about you. Again, I don't know if they've said anything or not, but they are. And they want to manifest a future with you. Because, if you look all over this reading, there are red roses everywhere, all over the spread. And, the Empress's dress, in the Strength card, in the Magician as well. So red roses, obviously, they're a traditional symbol of love. And they're a symbol of manifestation as well. So they want to manifest love with you. So it's all over this reading. So you might not be aware of that. And they want to care for you as well. This is very tender with this beautiful Strength card here. There's a little bit of a struggle within you, I think. Because I'm getting a few things coming from you. I'm getting, one, you're very independent and you've got that free spirit. I'm getting that. Maybe sometimes that restlessness transfers over into your love life as well. Maybe other people feel that around you. I'm getting a bit of that here. The other thing I'm getting here is there's a betrayal in your background. I'm getting that very clearly here. I'm getting pretending. There was a pretender. Someone pretended to love you in your past. They pretended they were something they weren't. They told you they loved you and you believed it, and they told you all these things about themselves and you believed all these things, and it turned out not to be true. They were in a fantasy. They were play acting, something like that. And that's what this Page of Cups can be sometimes. Fantasy world. Someone who doesn't grow up, someone who's a bit childish. So I'm getting all that in your background as well. And so, I think you do have that fear of, when you are in love now with anyone, that is what they're saying true. They've told me this about themselves. Is that true? They've said that. Is that true? So you've always got that little bit of questioning around anyone. So there's that in you. And yeah, with this gap, because they're really feeling this gap between you, but it's not, it's a subtle gap. It's not like you're literally saying, oh, I'm scared of relationships and I'm scared of the past repeating itself and I don't want to be with you because I'm scared. You're not saying that, obviously, to them. It just feels very subtle. It's more like an energy that you're giving off, and they're feeling that coming from you. And that's why they're not saying, look, I just want to tell you that I'm really, really interested in you and I really want to be somewhere with you and I want this to go somewhere and I want a future with you. They're a little bit nervous and they're afraid that they're going to cause you to run away and disappear altogether. So there's that kind of fear in them. That's what I'm getting. So yeah, again, I'm not sure exactly where you are with this relationship right now. All I can say is someone has really strong feelings for you, and yeah, they're afraid of losing you. They're afraid of losing you. Okay, now the first card you've got for your present is this Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you see, communication's the key to this whole reading. You can see this here again. So, because, you know, this man is not communicating. This man in the Eight of Pentacles, he's doing the opposite of communicating. You know, he's got his back to the town. He's minding his own business. He's got his head down. He's not talking to anyone at all. So, if you love this person, if you do have feelings for this person, if you do see a future with this person, they see one with you. I'll show you this. I'll show you something else here. You've got two infinity symbols here. You've got one over the Magician and the other one over the Strength card. Now, the fact that there's two tells you that this is two people. Number two, infinity, forever. Two people together forever. That's what they want. That's what they want with you. So if you love this person, if you know who this is, if you know that this is how they're feeling, if you've got any feelings for them at all, at least say something to them, at least tell them. Yeah, if you're struggling, just tell them whatever it is. Because they're an open person. They're not a closed person. They're not the kind of person, because some people, if you say, oh, I'm worried about my past, I had a horrible past, someone hurt me, they did this and that, and I'm really worried of that repeating myself. You know, some people say, well, I'm not like them. How could you say I'm like them? And then they start an argument. This person's not like that. They're like the Strength card. They're like this very caring person in the Strength card. So if this is all resonating, just tell them how you're feeling and explain it to them. They're a very caring person. So again, this is about be open with your communication. That's the key to this whole reading. I'm starting to see all this now. It's all making sense now. Right, so I'm looking at this Magician now. And yeah, amazing card to have right in the center there, the Magician. Okay, I'm seeing something. Okay, I hope this is going to make sense. Sometimes this Magician can be about concentration, and because he's really concentrating to do what he needs to do. And you've got this concentration, you've got concentration in the Eight of Pentacles as well, right above this. So I'm getting concentration. What I'm getting here is, and also with the Magician, he's all about the flow of energy. That's how he does what he does. He you know, he's in charge of the energy flow. He controls the energy flow, let's say. So what I'm getting here is there's something that's supposed to come into you. If this resonates, an energy flow is supposed to come into you. It's a flow of money, actually, or it's a flow that comes in and there's money at the end of it. Now, it feels like someone's promised this to you, or it's something to do with communication. Again, this is communication, some kind of admin thing. I'm definitely getting emails here. It feels like you've been emailing someone and they haven't given you the right answers, or they're not communicating back, or they're not telling you. It's like they're not helping you out with this thing that you need. And you need this information, and you need these emails or whatever this is, so that this flow of money will come into you. And it's something that's owed to you, or it's something that you should have. And it's been held up, someone's slowing it down, or something like that. Now, this is going to sound so strange, but just bear with me. Again, it's all about energy flow. Now, there's something else that you've been putting off. It feels like something to do with, it's something very boring and trivial. It's like mailing something, papers. It's a bit annoying. One of those things you put off, like an admin thing. If you do that thing and get that job done and stop the energy from flowing over there, you'll plug up that gap and the energy will flow towards you with this email and this money. And again, I think this other thing that you have to do, this other boring thing, whatever this thing is you've been putting off, it doesn't have anything to do with this directly, with this money flow. It's a completely different thing. But it's all about shutting off that energy to open up this money energy. So if that's you, if you're waiting for this email, this communication to help you to go toward this so that this money can come into you, do this other trivial thing you've been putting off. Again, it's to do with papers, mailing, it's an admin thing. Do that, and then this money flow will come in. And if you know what this is, if this is resonating with you, put a comment in and tell me if this money has come in or if the flow of money started to come in after you've dealt with this other thing. Yeah, just something really funny I'm seeing here. You might, if you've got children around you, you might have to shut yourself off or go somewhere else or have someone else take care of them or something while you're taking care of this, because again, it's about concentration. And if you look at this magician, right next to this magician on the left, you've got the Page of Cups, and the Pages of Cups can be, or the Pages of Cups, the Page of Cups can be children sometimes. So, you know, it looks like there's this child coming in to annoy this magician, and he's got his hand up and he's saying, no, I need to concentrate, get out, I have to shut the door. So you might have to deal with that. You might have to have someone else take care of children, or you might have to go somewhere else and deal with that where you can concentrate. So I hope that all makes sense to someone. I really do, because I know it's a bit bizarre sounding. So hopefully that made sense to someone. Right, so the last card you've got for your present is this Knight of Wands. Yeah, big flow of energy here. That's what wands are, and with this Knight. It feels a little bit awkward to me. Yeah, I'm getting emails around this as well. I don't know why I'm getting emails, because this is all about communication again. So emails with this. Okay, this feels like a tricky situation actually for someone. There's a bit of a warning around this. I don't want to be negative, but if I see a warning, I have to say this. So now, okay, if this is you, you've had someone send you a lot of messages, a lot of probably emails, might not be, but probably lots and lots and lots of messages. It's not an ex, but it's someone who might be a little bit deluded. I hate saying that word, but that's the only one I can think of. They used to send you lots and lots and lots of messages at one time. And I think it was pretty obvious that you didn't want these messages. I've got to say, it gives me a horrible feeling. It's a little bit creepy, actually. And they feel a little bit unstable, actually, this person, because you've got, you know, this knight with this horse jumping up and down. They're not very stable. So just expect this all to start again at some time. It's really strange, actually, because this is coming up in a lot of people's readings. People are getting messages from people they don't want. It's happening all the time. I don't know why. If you know why that is, let me know. I don't know why, but I'm getting it all the time this week. People sending messages coming in from people they don't want. Anyway, so I would advise you to really close this off as quickly as you can. Any kind of, any kind of communication back from you, I think it's going to give them a green light to think they can go ahead and send you more and more and more messages. So I would, if I were you, I'd block them if I can. I'd try and stop all of that communication, because you really, really don't want this starting up again. It feels really, it's got a horrible feeling around it, whatever this says. Yeah, especially if you're with this love connection, because they're already worrying about a gap between you. And, you know, if they see a whole lot of messages from someone else, their imagination might start wandering and they might think, who's this message? Who are these messages from this person? So just be a little bit careful. Again, if you need to block them, do that. Because, you know, I think you've made it quite clear to them that you're not interested in getting the messages. You don't want them. But yeah, just be prepared for some more messages to come in from this person you don't want. It's so strange. I keep on getting this deja vu here in these readings because this is coming up for a lot of people. Receiving messages that they don't want. It's so strange. I don't know why that is. Anyway, just watch out for that. So yeah, in your future here, the first card you've got is the Four of Cups. So same thing again. You know, it's saying someone's offering you something, and you know, he's saying no, he's not interested in engaging with this message, with these, whoever that is. So yeah, again, don't say anything to this person if you don't want to receive these messages, because they'll see it as an invitation and they'll keep it going. So yeah, I don't want to say any more about that because it's giving me a really horrible feeling. I don't want you to feel as if you're in danger. You're not in danger. It just gives me that feeling. Okay. Right. Yeah, there's a really clear message here. And I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but you know, if I see something over and over again, it's because someone needs to hear this. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing. Now, again, someone totally loves you and they want to close the gap. They want to be with you, whoever this is. Now, they really, really want to come close to you. I'm getting that very, very, very clearly. They're really afraid you're going to reject them. They're really afraid you're going to run away. That's their worst fear. So, you know, if you've got lots of baggage left over from your past, again, just explain it to them. Okay, I just want to show you this. With this Four of Cups and this Four of Swords right under this. It's really interesting that the cups are right above, the Four of Cups is right above the Four of Swords like this. And I'll show you why that is. So, yeah, I haven't seen this before, this combination here. It's really interesting. Okay, so there are three cups at the bottom of this card, at the Four of Cups. And obviously cups are about love. So three cups of love. Now, if you look at the Four of Swords just under this, there are three swords above this man. Now, one's heading toward his head, the other's facing his heart. Head, heart, and the other one's facing his body. They love you with their body, mind, and soul. That's what that combination tells you. And that's really all I need to say about that. It's everywhere. It's all over this reading. And then look at the Fool running away. That's what they're afraid of, that you're going to run from them. You're going to run away. So I think, you know, that they can sense that gap. They can sense that fear that you've got, that, you know, history will repeat itself. Also, they sense that free spirit that's in you. So that's what I'm getting. So this is something you need to be aware of. If this is you, if this is all resonating, that's why it's coming up over and over and over again. The other thing is, just another small thing before I finish here, with the Four of Swords and the Fool. Freedom from the normal 9 to 5. So, you know, with this thing where you start to feel stagnant in your work and you want to run away like this Fool and you want to move on, see if you can meditate on this to find your true calling. If you know what your true calling is, but you're still stuck in a job or whatever, see if you can meditate like this man in the Four of Swords to find out how you can get out of where you are and work toward that. Because again, once you find your true calling and you're working for yourself, or you're doing whatever you need to do, you're not going to want to jump around as much from place to place. You're going to feel a lot more settled in yourself.